Hello, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to the Rhythmic Resonance Podcast. This is your host, TR, and this week I sat down with Keenote. Keenan is a local artist from the St. Ignatius area that has been involved with Montana music for 10 plus years and was a huge part of the local Missoula scene in the early to mid 2010s. Growing up with a love for skateboarding and metal, to later finding hip-hop and eventually performing it with the Missoula supergroup Codependence, Keenan's journey through music is nothing short of grounding. He loved what he did and still to this day embodies the idea of dedication through self-expression. I'm very grateful for Keenan's perspective and willingness to talk about his artistry, and I appreciate everything he's done to inspire and motivate those who hear his music to pursue the universal truth of being oneself authentically, always. But before I say too much, here's Keenote on the Rhythmic Resonance Podcast, episode number 16 at Area 41 Collective. So, where are you from?
Here, sort of.
Yeah?
Yeah, I grew up in Montana. Montana's definitely
Okay.
home. Born in Alaska.
Okay,
And my
cool.
whole dad's side of the family's from there.
Yeah,
But by the time I was 4 years old, we moved to St. Ignatius,
nice.
which is
nice.
a little small town on the Flathead Indian Res, about 45 minutes north of here.
Sweet.
And did that small town life
Yeah.
all through high school, and then finally made it to Missoula, which
Nice.
is where I was always trying to get to.
Yeah,
And so yeah, it's been home
for
for a
sure.
very long time, up
Yeah.
until about 2020 when I moved to Portland. So
Oh, okay. Nice. What was it kind of like for you growing up in this area,
Yeah.
or St. Ignatius, or what was kind of a day in the life?
day in the life, man, it was boring as hell for a lot of it. I don't know.
For sure.
There's looking back on it now, being the age I am, I'm like, hell yeah, that was so cool. Coming home and seeing the shit, I'm like, what a wild way to come up. This is cool.
Yeah.
Small town connection is a cool, important thing that I'm really stoked that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, hated it. Hated all of it.
For sure.
Wanted the fuck out.
Yeah,
I was like,
no,
yo,
I
what
get
is
it.
this, dude?
Yeah.
None of the small town shit aligned with any of my interests that were growing, burgeoning out of all this other angst and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a funny thing to look back retrospectively at, because I was very much not down with it growing
Yeah.
up. It's I wanted to go to school in Missoula. My parents are like, that's an hour
Right.
twice a day. We can't do that. I was
Right.
fair enough. Fair enough.
For sure. I mean, it kind of it almost feels a little like you're trapped,
Yeah,
And especially
totally.
in that small town setting versus the larger city areas where you can kind of just go wherever, do whatever, you know,
Yeah.
there's so much other things that you can be involved in. And
Yeah.
it's just damn, I'm just stuck out here in the countryside.
Yeah, it
you
was
know?
and I had Missoula friends too. My best friend moved to Missoula when we were in third grade,
Uh-huh.
so that really added to the what the hell am I doing here, dude? This is so boring. Everyone sees me.
Yeah.
I walk down the street and the entire town knows what I did that day, and I'm just this isn't gonna work as I get older. I don't think.
Right.
As a kid, I don't really care that much, but
For sure. But
private anonymity would be nice every once in a while. But
yeah, you look out, everyone, everyone knows you, and
Man,
it's just kind of
K through 12, same kids,
yeah.
Yeah. Which, like I said, retrospectively, super cool. I love going home now and visiting, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What brought you to Portland?
A lot of things. I always wanted to kind of go there. I grew up skateboarding and shit. So
Sweet.
Portland, the whole Oregon coast, that whole area was I took a few skate trips through high school out there just to check all the different parks out, because they had way more than we did at the time.
For sure.
Montana's definitely changed over the years with how many skate parks they have. Shouts out Montana Skate Park Association. They've been changing the state in the best way. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of what drew me to Portland at first. I was like, whoa, this place is sick. Everything's green, everything's skatable.
Yeah.
I like this city a lot. I need to figure out how to get out here.
For sure.
And so I did my Missoula thing, and obviously we were so attached to Missoula, the Missoula scene, everything about it was home. And so I was like, I don't know how to get to Portland really.
Yeah.
I'm pretty attached to all this shit, but I would love to get out there. And then enters the pandemic, And I get laid off from the job. I was like trying to figure out how to leave in like a year. Is what I was telling myself. I was like, okay, I need to like move past this. Maybe that's when I'll do it in like a year.
Yeah.
And then everything shut down. And I was like, oh, well, looks like I'm getting paid enough to actually like figure this out. And yeah, thanks to unemployment and a huge pandemic, I was able to pack my shit up and like change the whole scene.
Crazy.
As like the whole city was changing too. And I was just like, I think it's my chance. Let's go.
Yeah. And you went for it.
Yeah. So 2020, it'll be 5 years in September since I left. And
awesome.
Yeah, Portland's dope.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. No, that's really cool. That's cool. So you kind of said that you were into skating, you know, kind of in those early years. How did you kind of get into that?
Yeah, I want to say skateboarding was definitely my first like avenue into like alternative shit. Just like an artistic expression of self was probably the first time I noticed like what that was, and it was through skateboarding.
Yeah.
Around like 3rd grade, I feel like I latched to it and I was like, what is that? I want to do that. That's fucking sick. Like,
for sure.
These guys don't give a fuck. Like, but they seem like good people, and let's follow that thread. And I'd say like middle school is when I like really picked up and was like, no, I skateboard. Like, this is what I do now.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, a town of 800, tiny little town, like there wasn't shit to skate. So it was, that was like my first entry into like, okay, I have this thing I love. Everything around me doesn't really facilitate its growth. How do we like make it work for ourselves?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I had my friend group, like we were all on the same page. Like all we care about is skateboarding.
Yeah.
How do we figure out like how to get to Missoula to skate because they have more spots?
A lot more.
And how do we like change like everything's a dirt road here. Like what do we do? So it really fueled my creativity. Looking back, like I think a lot of my creativity was like channeled through skateboarding for a long time, and it was great. I still skate to this day. Like
beautiful.
I would say I'm probably like skateboarder like first and foremost, even though I'm getting older and I don't get to make it out as much. But like
it's hard.
Yeah, like that's definitely like the deepest vein for sure.
Yeah,
pulled a lot of shit out of that, and it was worth it.
Fuck yeah. That's sweet, man. That's sweet. As far as like music goes, what were you kind of into when you were younger? You know, I kind of know you mentioned a little bit more like the alternative stuff, but what were you kind of into as far as the tunes go? Yeah,
it's funny. You sent me the Farch episode to listen to for like reference, and he was like, "Oh man, I was so into NSYNC," and it's like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like I did the same shit with Backstreet Boys when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade, where I was like, "This is pretty cool," and I had like a couple of homies who were into it. We're like, "How do we figure out like our own dance routine? What if we like performed a dance thing?" And like obviously that changed like drastically. You know, enter 5th, 6th grade, you figure out what the Backstreet Boys are all about, and you're just like, I actually don't think I'm into that. No, I was never into that, actually. That's going to be my story for the next 20 years. So, like, there's that, you know, obviously the pop shit, but in terms of what Farch was saying, like, performance-based and, like, just seeing, like, knowing that I wanted to do something on the stage very young, I was, like, didn't pay it much mind. Didn't really know when it would pop up or like what it was, but those are probably the earliest years. And then middle school, I was always drawn towards like heavy, dark music and shit. I was like explicitly metal for a while there. In like 6th and 7th grade, I was like, I only listen to metal. I think rap sucks. Like I don't listen to rap, dude. Why would I listen to rap? Like it's not hard enough, dude. I listen to like the dark, heavy shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like very into metal and a little bit of punk too, but I don't know, punk is great for a million different reasons, but like musically I was really drawn towards metal. I think just some of the more orchestrated shit. Like I played piano for a long time.
Sweet. Awesome.
For like 5 years I took like classical piano lessons when I was really young, and so I always had like the musical thing going on, and I'm sitting there like as my teenage angst was becoming more on set, and I'm like, I'm tired of playing these fucking like compositions. So like this is not speaking to me whatsoever, and I need to figure out how to branch out. And so in enters skateboarding and metal and all these other things. And I would say like 8th grade was when I first started to hear some hip hop, where I was like, wait, holy shit, I love this. Like, whoa, I didn't know this was a thing. Like, I ironically listened to the Yin Yang Twins, but like
crazy.
I didn't know A Tribe Called Quest had existed yet because I was in a town of fucking 800.
Right.
And no one told me that I could kick it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Yes,
like,
you can.
Who's been gatekeeping? And all of the music that I found out through that was my homie's older brother in Missoula. So like in my eyes, I was like, that's the compass. Like follow that thread.
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of hadn't looked back since 8th grade on hip hop. I was like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
And you know, metal is still, I love it, but it took a huge backseat to like, yeah, hats off to them. But like that shit grabbed my attention so hard. I was like, what is this?
For sure. So like, would you say influence wise, like in hip hop, like Tribe Called Quest was kind of what really got you, or were there others that kind of spoke to you at that time and kind of later on?
Yeah, I'd say like Can I Kick It? I remember being like the first track and being like, whoa, this is sick. And I was also like obviously starting to smoke weed and shit. So something a little more conducive to chilling was like, whoa, I like this. Okay. Atmosphere was like super huge at the time too. And like Atmosphere grabbed me crazy, and I was just like, what the fuck? Okay, I like this.
It's
and then,
dark a little bit.
Yeah, it's dark and it's like super relatable shit, which I hadn't heard in rap, you know, just because the people showing me rap at that age weren't listening to the shit they knew I would be into.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And I was like, oh wow, like you could rap about anything. And like I understand a lot more of this shit. And not only that, I was starting to like see myself being able, I was like, this is something I feel like I could do if I ever wanted to.
Yeah.
I couldn't. When that was happening, I definitely fucking couldn't. But that's the best part about being young.
Yes.
It's like, you're down to just grind it out until you figure it out.
Yeah.
And I would say the cool thing about Atmosphere too is that like I don't listen to them at all anymore. Whatever. Like it was more my formative years, but it also opened the door to like indie rap in general as a whole. And at that time, they were way more coupled up with like the people that I see as like my major influences and shit. So
for sure
that carried over.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. Atmosphere is kind of crazy. I was, I did an episode with Sherbert and Dollar G last night.
Yeah, my boys.
Yeah, dude.
They're in Portland.
Yeah, exactly. They had mentioned that you were over there. And just like the influence of Atmosphere and like in their careers and just like being able to even like open for them later on, like in those times, it's just like, what? Like what? Like
wait, this is, hold on.
Yeah.
Do you have 20 minutes? Because I need to tell you exactly what it means for me to be here right now. And they don't have 20 minutes, which is totally fine. But, you know, feeling those little, like, important moments is super, super rad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we spent so much of our time doing music here where we were facilitating touring acts coming through in the indie hip-hop scene. And, I mean, mainly we wanted to do it because we loved the scene and we wanted to, like, put on dope shows. And there was also a huge selfish reason of, like, I want to play a show with one of my like heroes that no one really like, a lot of people don't know about it.
Right.
But to me, they're like the best in the fucking world. What if we booked them? And what if we got to play? What if we became like, we're not only like a little rap group, but we also know how to like book a show and get people on bills and shit. And that really like, I'm really glad Missoula was set up the way it was for me to spend that much time doing more of like the, what would you call it? I don't know. Getting people together, putting shows together.
Yeah, just the community aspect of like building that up a little bit and like pursuing something. Yeah.
And it was a very like start to finish type thing. Whereas like up till then, I was just like, oh, you make music. You go like rap and record and you put it out and you hope someone hears it. And I was like, no, there's so much more you could do here. You can network. You can get these other people on shows. You can like learn from all these different experiences. And Missoula was the perfect place for us to be doing that at that time. Yeah. And that was really, really beneficial.
For sure. So kind of speaking of networking, like how did you, or when did you kind of decide that you wanted to start getting into rap? And then like, how did you meet the people that you kind of ended up with?
Haphazardly. Definitely just like no shame, no self like reflection, just like a fucking go forward with everything you are passionate about type of attitude.
Yeah.
The first dudes I started rapping with, we were in high school together in the small town.
Okay.
And, you know, we just grew up together. So all of our interests were always kind of aligning at that age. And we're just like bouncing off each other. And we're just like hanging out. And we got tired of skating because it was really hot. and I had this instrumental CD of Cage's Hell Winter, and I think that was probably one of the biggest turning points. Was like I had never really just listened to instrumental beats like that, and I was like, oh, someone raps on this. Is how you like start writing raps and like rap on shit. I didn't even think about this. I'm just a rap fan at this point, you know. Right. I had no idea, and yeah, we just kind of started fucking around and like hyping each other up. And we're like, "Oh, that's kind of sick, dude! Whoa, you did that? That's kind of sick!" And it was all trash, but you know, like
that's how in the moment, in those early years.
Yeah, it was sick, and we got so hyped off each other. I was really thankful for like the friend group growing up. We were all pretty much into the same shit, and we all pretty much had the same attitude towards like the little town we were in and what we wanted to be doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, from there, me and my buddy Justin, who's in Codependence, we started writing stuff pretty much like senior year of high school, I would say. And we're like, should we do this? Should we like do this thing? And we did the thing, and it was terrible, but we were determined for sure. And we also like knew that we were having fun. Yeah. Ultimately, like it was a really cool thing we did, and we didn't really give a fuck about perception or where it went. We're like, I don't know, this is another thing we do. Yeah, we did this and we do that, and now we're gonna do rap too because school's boring. You know, like I'm sick of this. Yeah. And so me and Justin ended up going to Butte, Montana our freshman year of college together. Just kind of like had no idea what we were doing after high school. Got accepted to that college, and we're like, fuck it, dude, let's go. Yeah. Are we going to go be engineers? Probably not. Like, but it's something to do, and we're getting out of town. Yeah. So let's do that. And it was like, God, I want to say like a month, maybe even 2 weeks before I drove out to Butte to start the semester. We went to this, I think it was a Sanders County fair. I don't know, but Shadow happened to be there. And I forget the mutual friend or how we ended up together, but there was one night we were all just chilling. And like me and Shadow just like clicked instantly, and I was like, dude, this dude's hilarious. He seems like the homie, and I hear through the grapevine he's also kind of doing music too, which was like the inkling, and like he had put some shit out with him and his buddy Roman, who was also in Codevs with us, and we're just like, oh, what are they up to, dude? This is like the first time we had like any shoulder rubbings with anyone who may be doing rap, you know? Yeah. And yeah, pretty much once we got out to Butte, our first semester there, we had started talking to Shadow more and more, and we're just kind of started a relationship that way. We're like, let's write some music. Crazy. And so we went out and recorded with him because he had an actual recording setup. He had knowledge of like recording equipment and shit. And we were just recording through laptops. Like it was garbage. I mean, Justin had no fucking idea what we were doing. For sure. But we had the passion, we had the drive, and Shadow had all of it also and was willing to share it. So that was really nice of him. Yeah. So yeah, we just recorded some songs together, and we're like, what are we? You know? Yeah. So what are we? And I remember just one day they like texted me. I was like at my mom's birthday dinner or some shit, and I like get a message like, okay, should we like call ourselves something? I think we just got booked at the Badlander. Yo. And I was like, yeah, I guess we're like a crew now, huh? It's like us three, huh? Because if we're gonna go play the show, it's like we're not playing our old shit. We're only gonna play the new shit we all did together. What do we do? Right. And it was just like, what about Codependence, dude? Like we've all had our issues. We've all had our, you know, times with all the fun shit. Yes. And at that time, it was very appropriate to be like, let's call ourselves a Codependence. Like painfully, ironically, let's do it. And from then on, it was just like, oh shit. Let's go. Like, I think Shadow was living in Missoula at the time, going to college here. Yep. And we were in Butte. So, like, we hadn't even moved to Missoula before we, like, started doing shows. And, you know, shouts out Traff the Wiz, tons of fun. They were, like, the generation before, not, like, that much before, but they were holding it down, and they gave us all of our first opportunities on this shit. They pointed us in the right direction of other people who were booking those hip-hop shows at the time. And we were just, like, jumped at every opportunity. Yeah. I think our main thing that we were good at was like saying yes to absolutely everything for like 5 years. Yeah. Like, just taking the opportunity, you know? Yeah. We played everything, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how fucking dangerous sometimes. We were just like, we'll go there, dude. We'll go yell at people. Like none of this is like easy to listen to, but we want to be there and we want to put it in front of people and see how they react. And yeah, from then on, it was me, Justin, Shadow, and Roman was about to come back from a tour because he was in the Army, and Shadow and him had already made music. So we were like, oh, Roman. And dude, honestly, now that this is bringing back like an old memory, but Roman was a skateboarder that I knew about growing up.
Oh,
and
crazy.
He was like way sicker than everyone. He was a couple years older than me. And I was like, wait, you rap with Roman, dude? Dude, he can manual forever, dude. Like, so I kind of knew about Roman that way, and the Shadow through Roman, I think. But yeah, Roman came then, and we just started making shit. And yeah, that was kind of the very first iteration of Codependence, I would say. It was us living in Butte, Shadow living here, waiting for Roman to get back from the war, and figuring it out, dude.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah. It's crazy too, just to see like kind of how those things can just take off, you know? Cause, as I've talked with Shadow a little bit about the genesis of the Codependence and kind of how that all started, he was like, we just met some people and started making music together. And that's really all it was. You know, there wasn't like crazy deep ties. It was just like, you do this, I do this. All right, cool. Let's go for it. And then like just show after show after show after show, and like performing and selling out in big like crowds and venues. And it's just like, it's crazy to think about that, even like just here in Montana with a couple guys that just, you know, met each other and they're like, let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah. It was like the perfect combination of like drive and motivation, and momentum that we like accidentally got, because like we were already like pretty active in all of our social circles and shit too. So we had like a huge pot to pull from, I feel like, of like, even if no one's fucking with the music, we have a bunch of friends that would love to go out to a bar and get drunk.
Totally.
So
just
like, hey, what if we told you to like, we're playing at this bar.
Yeah.
You guys are already going out. What if we all got wasted together and we did the music? You know, it was a lot more like that back then. Like all of this other shit was so much of an afterthought. A lot of it was like even naming ourselves, we're like, I guess we got to do that part.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we booked all these shows. Oh shit, I guess we better like figure out how to make it to Billings or something. Or we're gonna book a tour. I guess we should figure out how to book a tour. And just everything was always kind of an afterthought in terms of like the momentum and the opportunities that we were like chasing after.
Sure.
And
sure.
It helped, it hurt, but ultimately it was like probably how it was supposed to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, and just even as I've talked with more and more people and understanding like that it was something special, you know, like it was a lot more than just people coming together and making music, but it was like creating this scene that wasn't necessarily like, hadn't really been totally and completely formulated yet.
Yeah.
And just like adding to that, and with, you know, like being based sort of in the Missoula area, and then like you have Hemingway and the Codependence in Bozeman.
Dude, shouts out Hemingway.
Yeah, dude, big shout out to Hemi.
He's so sick, dude.
He is.
I miss that fool.
Yeah, for sure.
Shadow got to hang out with him a while ago. I was so jealous. I like FaceTime Shadow. He's like, look who's here. I was like, what's up, dude? Miss you, bro.
For sure. But just like the locational points of like all of these people coming together and just like going for it, you know, and having venues that are willing to let you perform and just give you the chance to like just go for it.
Yeah.
Like that's a really special thing thinking about it now, where like the scene has definitely shifted in a specific direction, you know? And so like it's like prolific times, you know, to think about like the people who really love like the rap stuff and the hip hop, like that was a time that even happened.
Yeah, it's super nostalgic to look back into. I'm like, damn, we fucking did that.
Yeah.
And we didn't know we were really, we loved what we were doing, but we didn't know we were really doing it, you know? After freshman year of college, me and Justin dropped out swiftly. I think I got 2 semesters of Fs that forever stained on my GPA. Doesn't matter. Institutions are crumbling. I don't give a shit. But,
exactly.
So yeah, we were like, okay, well, Butte's done. That's a wrap on Butte. Looks like we have a rap career now. You want to go to Missoula? And so we did. And we were like, Shadow, you need a spot to live. You're also dropping out of college, which means you're housing at the university. I don't think you qualify for anymore.
Right.
Let's all get a fucking house.
Yeah.
And so we rented this house. My parents were super stoked to like buy a house to turn into a rental property at the time too.
Cool.
So we ended up being that tenant for them. And
Fire.
Yeah, we put a studio in the basement and just like we're determined to make ourselves self-sufficient
Yeah.
at all costs, and it happened, and it was just like, whoa. We just all lived together, and it was this like incubator kind of,
Yeah.
It was like a tech startup for like shitty indie rap, pretty much. Just like let's all quit our jobs, let's quit our school, let's put it all into this basement right now, and it was amazing. And I think that energy and that commitment and that drive definitely like translated to a lot more people, and like a lot of people gravitated. We threw cool parties, I think, sometimes, which is always nice.
Totally.
Even though they always got out of hand, but like there really was just such a scene. Back to what you were saying, is the scene was so cool and so new to all of us, and we were just like, wow, we could really make it however we want,
Yeah.
And there was existing things in place,
Sure.
and they were great, and they were huge opportunities for us, and we kind of took them and were like, thank you. Like, what else can we do now?
Yeah.
Let's keep going on this.
Let's keep running.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think everyone kind of felt that energy, and we just kind of followed that path as far as we could, you know? We convinced our buddy Riley, who none of us really knew super well, but we were like friendly and like knew about each other. And Riley shouts out Riley. Dude.
Yeah,
he's
dude.
an amazing musician.
Talented.
So many different rights.
Yeah.
But he was into skateboarding and punk and metal and like all this other shit. So our interests also aligned, which made it super cohesive. And we just asked him to do like vocals on a track. And I think that's a really good example of like where our mindsets always kind of were. Because we're like, yo, we want to rap. We want to do all this shit. But we don't want to put out rap songs. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, we don't want to be hip hop kids. Like, our buddy Riley screams. Like, this is the era of screamo shit too. So like, it's like the thing. And I was like, what if we got Riley screaming vocals for the chorus, and then we're just doing our weird, like, offbeat, super fast, trying to get it all in raps at the time. But that was kind of like always our direction. We're like, let's make some different shit. Let's bring in some different influence. Let's make it ours fully. Yeah. Because the common thread is that we were all from the Flathead Reservation too, which was huge. So we all had similar experiences one way or another. And once Riley hopped on that first track, we were like, I think you have to be on every track, dude. None of us can do choruses also at the time.
It definitely helps having a vocal artist.
Never having to worry about a chorus on a track, dude. I'm still that way. Like, I've done a couple, and every time, like, I don't think that's it, dude. I think I have to be singing, which I can't fucking do to save my life. So
for sure,
he saved our ass so many times.
Yeah, and I think he also brings like such a dynamic of that like alternative sound to like that dark and eeriness to, because I guess as I was saying, I was listening to Resurrected at work today, and it was just like this dark, like eerie, like back alleyway type music, you know? And it's just like, that's the stuff that really like can impact people and like and set an energy tone in a song or even a whole project, you know?
We all come from similar like pains and background. Like, we all have our own type of strife, you know? And we were all very comfortable writing about it and very comfortable putting it out there. So having Riley like match all of our energies with it too, it was just like, holy shit, this works like surprisingly well.
Very well.
And like, we never really worked too hard on like, we read each other's shit or like heard the recordings of other people's verses and stuff, but there was never really direction. There was never really like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. It's like, did you feel the vibe on that one? They're like, I felt the vibe on that one. I was like, okay, let's see what you come up with. And it was always like super cohesive in my mind, where it's like, wow, we don't really have to touch base on this too much. Like,
which is crazy.
Y'all got the fucking memo.
Yeah.
And Riley's lyrics, his songwriting is like incredible. So him being able to fit in between all these like crazy different rap styles and verses, I was like, somehow he would thread it together for us in such a cool way. Yeah
That's for sure. What would you say is probably your favorite memories, or maybe like a memory or two that stick in your mind, whether it be like a show or, you know, just hanging out with the homies doing whatever? Like, is there anything that kind of sticks in your mind?
I would say like my core memory, like the one thing I will always harken back to is meeting Idea like 3 times, essentially. And this was honestly the last time I met him. Me and Justin had just started writing raps and had just moved to Butte and had not started doing anything with Shadow yet. And then Idea passed sadly shortly after. But I've always like credited him for like my biggest influence on like what it means to be an artist and like how to live your life that way, and like what it means to like make music for people to see and share that. And yeah, just my times that I got to meet him were so crucial to like having like my compass for navigating all this shit, you know. Like when I first saw him, I was like, oh my God, like this guy's better than I thought he could ever be. Like he left everything on stage. It wasn't a rap show, which was crazy. Like he was rapping, but it did not feel like a rap show. It felt like something, it was like church to me. I was like, holy shit. And he's like getting up there playing with like the opening band and like fucking hitting his head on the cymbals and then like cutting the lights and doing this crazy like acapella thing that's like the most encapsulating acapella I've ever heard, because usually that shit could go south if you don't have your audience in step.
Sure.
Yeah, and then the second time we met him, we were like waiting for his show out on the fucking stoop of the palace, you know, about to sneak in because we were under 18. And he came up and sat with us and was like, "What's up, boys? Like, you got a cigarette?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I got a cigarette." It's just like, "What are you guys doing?" It's like, "We can't get in." And we're like, he's like, "What?" We're like, "Yeah, we came to see you." He's like, "Well, let's get you in then." And so him and Max DJ Abilities they were doing load-in right next to us. And so they just gave us some merch and we're like, "You're our merch dudes." And we're like, "What?" And we were driving up from St. Ignatius at this point. So like I was still small town, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was huge. Super inspirational. And then the last time we saw him, and we drove all the way to Bozeman to see him at the Zebra Lounge, and he was on tour with Sadistic, Cast One, Bodie, Ordeal, I think. Just a bunch of like dope independent hip hop dudes at the time that I was like super inspired by.
Yeah.
And we were like, get there, and once again we can't get in because the Zebra's actually a 21 plus lounge now. We're like, the third level, dude, what the hell? Like, when are we gonna be free to do whatever the fuck we want? We're not even here to fuck shit up. We have to drive still. Like,
right. We just want to be here.
Yeah,
you know?
like no one's gonna love this show more than us, I promise. And the door guy was like, what the fuck? Like, I need this job. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, you're right. Okay, fair enough. Don't put it all on the line for some kids. I get it. And so we were just kind of bumming out front. And then around the corner, Idea walks around with like all his merch. And he's like, "Missoula boys." And we were like, holy fuck, dude. Idea remembered us from like a couple years ago.
Wow.
Like, this is crazy. And then once again, handed us the merch. And the Zebra was way more strict. And they were like, you can't be at the show. You can't be on the floor. But you can go to the green room until the show starts and like hang with them. And so we didn't get to see the show, but we got to like kick it.
God,
like in the green room with them, and it was
Yeah.
just so like, we're like, this is what we're gonna do, dude.
Yeah.
I love a green room hang. Like, it kind of opened our eyes to all the possibilities, and we're like, let's do this, dude.
Yeah.
Even if we fucking suck.
No.
Even if we're not playing with these guys, let's fucking do this thing. And yeah, I forget your question, but that's
No.
That's right.
Like favorite memory.
Favorite memory, yeah. Definitely top memory. Like
Yeah.
that shit carried with me. I still carry that everywhere. That's definitely what sent me on my path.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's like so surreal to meet someone like that you like look up to, whose lyrics, the show experiences like translate heavily to you and you can relate to them. And then like just being able to be around the person that like made you feel those things or brought out that angst, you know, and
man.
all of that stuff. Like that's it's surreal.
It was, I'll never like be more thankful than that. Like that was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely core memory. Then after rap started and like we were actually busy, I don't know, like there was so many, all the moments were dope. I was always with the homies. We were just doing the thing that we said we were going to do, and opportunities kept coming. So everything felt like the next new exciting thing. We're like, holy shit, now we're opening for this person.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're opening for this person. Oh, we have this album coming out. Let's like book our own show. Oh my God, people showed up.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh my God, there's a bigger group coming to like a larger stage. Now we're playing a theater, which like we have no business being on a theater. We can't sell out a theater, but we're getting to play a sold out theater.
Sure.
So all of those little moments were just always like, wow. And it felt very steady for so long, you know. It was just like, wow, this keeps growing. Like the momentum was really, really fucking sick.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would have felt that way if we weren't in a group. You know, doing that shit solo, it feels a little different, but
It does.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it was it was always a good time.
Sweet. It's just like all of that collective energy. Like, you know, as you mentioned, the solo stuff, like that would have been really tough, but having people to riff off of, people to like be like, come on, bro, like, let's go. You know, like that's a huge part of working in a collective setting where it's like, even in bands and whatnot, it's like just everyone's together. There is that aspect of like that brotherhood almost. And like, let's go. Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah.
You know?
Why are you sitting? What?
Right.
This is fun. This is what you said we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. You got to get right. And bro, you know,
you get a text and it's like,
anything.
oh, we just got booked on this. You're like, oh, I didn't even know they reached out to you for that. But that's the other that we were so fragmented and scattered the whole time. Because we weren't organized people whatsoever. All we had was momentum and drive and passion. And so like, these things that would fall into our laps were coming from every direction. Sometimes Justin would be like, oh, I just talked to so-and-so. We're going to play on their tour when they come through. And I was like, how? He's like, I don't know. I messaged him. I was like, sick, thanks. Like, I wouldn't even thought about that. Or like, I'm talking to people in town, like figuring venue shit out and being like, oh, this spot's probably where we should put this at. They have like dates. And just the collective effort was really solid. And then we also had Shadow, who was like a powerhouse for engineering and mass. Like, he was able to make our shit sound good. Yeah. And that was like, we would be nowhere without that. Like that was so integral. Yeah,
it's a big part of like that whole trajectory, you know. Like you can be dope at what you do, but like if it doesn't sound good, it's hard to catch ears, you know, or if like when you're doing shows, you're not captivating the audience. It's like that makes it tough.
Yeah, dude, there's so many people I've seen like, damn, like your stage presence is so sick. You're like, you got it, dude. Yeah. This is dope. And then you're like, I wish someone would just pay to get you in a studio and like polish your shit up, or vice versa. Right. I'm like, dude, your shit sounds so good recorded. Like, you gotta get in front of some people more often, dude. Yeah, you're a little anxious. You see your knees knocking, dude. This is bad. And like, I will say that was our one thing we always wanted to be good at, was like doing live shit. That was always my drive, especially. I was like, I want to be in front of people. I want to perform, and I want to do it well. I want to make people uncomfortable. I want to make it like this other experience than like, I hate being comfortable at a concert. I'll get distracted. I'll fuck off. I'll go get like, I'll just be outside. I don't know. Like, cool. It sounds good. Right. Everything sounds good at this level.
Draw me in.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like keep me like fixated on the moments.
Yeah. I think we can all agree we know how to make shit sound good now. Like do something extra interesting. I came out to see a performance, you know? And that's kind of the thought I always had going into shit.
Sure.
And, which, you know, if you're into the dark shit, it's really easy to just fall onto that because you have tension built in immediately.
Totally.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
you're like, whoa, that's some deep shit.
It's like, cool, now I got your attention. Maybe you'll listen to the words now, but as long as we look like a little intense up here, you know, people are turning their heads, and that really helped us. Like, that was me and Justin's like first instinct too, I think, when we were doing shows. Just me and him. We played a couple, and we had no idea what we were doing, but we knew how to be like, not antagonistic, but like just didn't give a shit. We were in a bar we shouldn't have been playing at in the first place. We were at the most interesting, at the very least, like so disturbing and like annoying and just in the way, but it got us like, it was almost like, how can you be embarrassed if you're the one like making it this embarrassing?
Sure.
Like,
no, totally.
That,
we
didn't
like
care, dude.
Goes
we never
away.
Cared.
Yeah.
And that, you know, obviously older now, nerves and show nerves, like all that came into play almost after. Like, we got better, but early days we didn't give a shit. We're like, let's just get on stage, dude. Yeah. Let's go yell.
Just do it.
Get some energy out. Yeah.
I love that. That's like a cool way of looking at it. You know, it's not like that deep perspective, but it's necessarily, but it's like, let's just get up there and do what we want to do and like be genuine with it, you know, and what we like to do and how we like to be. Yeah.
This is us.
Yeah. And I think it speaks to people too. Like, and it captivates people when you are yourself and you are genuine, regardless of like, if it's deep, dark, anything like that. Like as long as you're genuine with it, like people will connect with that. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
For sure.
It seems to work.
Yes, 100%.
Seems to work really well. Yeah.
So through that codependence time, and a little like kind of getting to the end of that, what was kind of the the piece that you transitioned to after you finished with doing that with the codependence?
Yeah, all of that shit kind of went naturally, you know. We did codependence, I would say, for a good 10 years.
Crazy.
Like we were active, I'd say about 10 years, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So yeah, that whole time frame seems like the bulk of it to me still.
Yeah.
I'm like, codependence was the thing that I did.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just progressing, and we were getting to this point where, like, by the time we made Resurrected, we had been through so much. We had learned so much. We had tried to make the album multiple times.
Right.
You know, shit went through a house fire. Shadow lost his house.
Crazy.
Which lost our album that we had been working on that entire time. So we kind of started anew. And it was just like such a amazing feeling to end up with that product in the end. We were just like, wow, we fucking did it.
Yeah.
This guy Brady O'Rourke, he took over Idea's label that he had started before he passed, called Crush Kill Recordings, and we had been on his radar via opening for all these other indie acts and kind of networking throughout the country.
Yeah.
And Brady reached out and was like, hey, if you guys have that album, I'd love to put it out on Crush Kill. And so me and Justin specifically, because we like grew up with Idea, but like all of us were just like, well, we just got someone reaching out saying they wanted to like put the album out. We don't even know what that looks like. We don't know what that means, really. But we know what Crush Kill is, and that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I know Idea's no longer with us, but holy shit, this is like amazing bucket list shit.
Yeah.
And so we kind of followed that thread, released the album, you know, and just like life had gotten so adult at that point, you know. I was more active and like, okay, I had went back to school. I was like trying to get some degrees and like finish that chapter. Justin had like started a family and had a kid. And I think Shadow was shortly after, but like everyone's lives started to kind of take their own shape and their own form, separate from our codependent shit, where it's like, what do you mean you're not available 7 days a week to play a show at the drop of a hat? Like, we never had to worry about scheduling. Like, none of us had like a serious job or anything at the point. We were always just available.
Yeah.
And so once that started to take form, schedules got tighter, Resurrected had been released. We all just kind of like, I don't know, kind of started to grow into these other pockets.
Of course. Just the natural parts of life.
Yeah. Things were a little burnt on a lot of shit. We were just like getting tired, you know, like, oh, I don't want to play that fucking, we've been playing that show for 10 years. Like, would we get $50? Like, dude, we have actual bills and shit now, you know, just all that started to catch up. And yeah, I don't know. It just kind of felt natural to step back a little bit. The scene also had changed a bunch. Like,
totally.
Venues were drying up. The Palace was gone, which was like our fucking spot. Like, we loved the Palace. That's where we started. That's where we like ended, essentially.
Yeah.
That's where Resurrected was released, the final album release. And
awesome.
Like, yeah, it was just, it felt, there was a changing of tides. Everything felt different, and it felt right to follow it naturally. And, you know, Shadow like poured into music way harder, and he was doing great shit. And Riley had started, Riley was doing great in some other bands that he had started, and his musical career was like going down all these really cool avenues for himself. And then my buddy Rude, shouts out Rude.
Yes, Rude.
You've met Rude.
Yeah, I'm actually going to interview him on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. I was with him yesterday. He's like, maybe I'll do it after yours tomorrow. Sit you down for 4 hours. Yeah, marathon. But I love Rude. He started kicking with us like right after we got our house in Missoula all those years ago. So Rude's been with us like forever.
Yeah.
He's an amazing producer. I mean, my favorite rapper, honestly. Like, they always had that joke, like your rapper's favorite rapper or your whatever's favorite whatever.
Yeah.
He's that for me. His flow's fucking incredible. His beats are perfect. And once all the codependent shit started to like create more gaps in time, is kind of when I started to fill it with like, I've always loved Rude shit. I want to like do some shit with him.
Yeah.
And so we just started kicking it more and listening to beats more and writing more. And yeah, me and him kind of just started a little dark secret project.
Sweet.
He's already kind of like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't want to be like loud and upfront with my shit. And at that point I was also like, yo, I'm kind of over this whole like Sisyphus push this fucking scene uphill thing. I'm tired and I'm like, I don't want to say bitter, but I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I have a lot more I want to talk about now in like a very negative light.
Sure.
Not even negative, but just darker and darker and darker. And I was like, I want to put this into something that the codependents like couldn't really facilitate. And so we linked up and we did like this like horror themed album, and that was super cathartic. And I was like,
Sweet.
kind of turned my head and made me realize like, okay, I can like chill. I can step back. I can let the scene do its thing. I don't have to like be worried about our place in it or what we're doing. I don't really give a shit anymore. I just want to make music. And getting to that point was like really weird, and still is really weird. Because I'm like, do I do music? I don't know. I haven't done shit in a while.
Sure.
I used to play a show like at least once a week, and now I haven't played in years. So
Yeah.
it really feels like I don't do music anymore. But like it's still there, and me and Rude have like teamed up and like been working on some shit.
Sweet.
And yeah, it's just, it took a cool change of pace where I could just sit back and like make art for art's sake, which is kind of what I always wanted to do. I never really wanted to get like commercial or like work really hard on the marketing side or any of that shit. I'm like, dude, I just want to like make art. I want people to see it and connect with it if they can connect with it.
Yeah.
And now I feel like that's kind of the zone I'm living in.
That's great.
For sure.
Yeah. Are you like currently doing anything, or is it kind of just like, you know, like here and there, you know?
Here and there for sure. I mean, my notes app is filled with ideas and shit
that.
and like little bars here and there. And as of like very recently, Ruth sent me a little pack of beats, and I was like, let's do it, dude. Yeah. So we got a little fire. We'll see what happens. But,
I love that.
Me and him had dropped an album 2 or 3 years ago, I think.
What's album is that?
It's called We Were Never Here.
Okay.
All one word, all lowercase, self-titled album. And we were just like, we wanted to like kind of dead everything that we had been doing. We didn't want our names anymore. We didn't want to be attached to any of the shit. So we're like, how do we completely separate our thing and still make like hip hop our own way? And I was like, let's call it fucking We Were Never Here. Let's kill ourselves essentially, musically, and just disappear. And I didn't care who saw it. I didn't care who heard it. I didn't care who wanted to hear it. I was like, I just wanted to exist. Yes. For time immemorial. I don't really care. Yeah. And we started making demos, and the demos were sounding sick. And then the pandemic hit, and I was like, I'm moving to Portland, I guess. And then when we were out, I was a year or two into Portland. He was like, hey man, I'm thinking of just mastering these demos up and like putting the shit out. Sweet. It's like, let's do it, dude. What the fuck else are we gonna do? I haven't dropped anything in so long. It would feel good at the very least to put out new music. So let's try that. And we dropped it, and I still like it. I don't know if anyone's ever listened to it. Sure. It's like the least feedback I've ever gotten on anything I've done, which is fine by me at this point. So I think we're gonna do that again. Awesome. I think we're gonna make a little weirdo side project shit.
I love that. Yeah. Have you heard the Abby Koch stuff that he's been doing with Riley?
Incredible.
I love it. Yeah. It's super cool.
Abby Koch I'm so happy for them. That's like peak shit for them. I'm just so happy that they've like started putting it out, because Abby Koch's old, dude. They came up with Abby Koch when me and Riley lived together in Missoula, another iteration of like a music house kind of. Yeah. And Rude was always chilling with us. And him and Riley kind of started tinkering just randomly. And I forget who came up with the name, but like, Abby Koch's fucking name. I think that's like a little duo group. Yeah. And they made sick fucking music. And they were just demos. They never went out. No one ever got to hear it outside of the house. And then all of a sudden I see them posting Abby Koch all these years later. I'm like, finally, dude. Yes. Like, you've been sitting on some fucking gold. So I'm super hyped for them. Yeah. And they're like at this point now where they're like pulling guest verses from like a lot of our inspiration, which is cool. Like they have Sadistic and Nacho Picasso on some tracks, which is like bucket list shit for us growing up. Yeah. We played shows with them and shit, but we never got the features. Yeah. And so seeing Abby Koch getting the features, I'm like, yeah, dude,
like, this is
sick,
awesome, dude.
We were bumping it yesterday. We were all hanging out, and we was like, yeah, let's turn that on, dude. Rude's like, fine. Yeah, no. He knows it's dope. Rude always knows it's dope.
He does.
Yeah.
He
won't say it, but it is.
Yes, it is. It is very dope. And it's cool just to like see how all of you guys have kind of taken your own paths. Yeah. You know, you like made the most of the time that you had doing what you were doing. And then, you know, you kind of just went all sorts of different routes.
Yeah. Once again, it's like no forethought, just natural progression wherever it goes. And then looking back like, oh shit. Yeah. I guess, that's what we're supposed to do.
So what do you do in life now?
Life now, I am chilling. Yeah. I don't know. I've just been kind of hanging out, enjoying Portland. Skateboarding still when I can. Sweet. Just being kind of an adult, trying to figuring out like adult shit and trying to figuring out how to like re-implement more artistic shit back into my life. Sure. After just being like, oh God, I have to work to live. Like, so I'm like navigating that still actively.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, this whole Missoula like shift that I've been watching happen, especially with like the genesis of Last of the Nobodies,
Yeah.
really like lit a fire where I was like, I need to keep at this. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to like stop doing the thing that I've always loved doing. I just have to figure out what that looks like for me now and what I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still writing. Still working on shit.
That's
I'll probably
awesome.
put out some shit eventually, but
Yeah.
for performance, I pour that all into karaoke, I'd like to think.
Yeah.
It's funny how much I've attached to karaoke. Like, Portland karaoke scene's so fun. And I'll just go up there and be like, oh man, I'm like, everyone's like nervous or something to get on stage. I'm like, you have no idea.
Right. You're like,
I fucking
I've
need
been
this right
through
now,
this
dude.
shit.
I am withdrawing from the stage. I don't care what they think. Like, nothing will be more embarrassing than me on that stage at 18 years old. So let's go. So yeah, dude, just kind of chilling, doing that shit, trying to get some more like tracks together eventually.
Yeah. Even like artistic aside, like are you doing anything as far as that, like just in life, like job wise or?
Not really. I've just been kind of working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That's like, it's remote and it's very,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's super easy. Like, that's why I'm out here during the week. 'Cause I'm like, oh shit, I could dip to Montana for a while.
Yeah.
So trying to find a work-life balance has been my main goal these past few years, especially after the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was kind of just scrambling to figure out what it was going to look like.
For sure.
And now that I'm kind of in a cushy spot with work-life balance, I'm like, okay, now I can like resettle and like branch out and do some shit.
Totally.
And I'm also now in this Portland scene where I'm just like, I don't even know how to crack into this shit. Like,
Yeah.
the energy that it took to make a Missoula scene is like equated in my head to like popping out to do a show in Portland. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It sounds like a lot. I'm gonna need something good and new before I step out. 'Cause right now it's all just old shit that I'm tired of personally. So
Totally.
yeah, there's some opportunity there. I'm excited to see where everyone ends up.
Yeah.
Like Shadow and Root, like all my boys they're still so active. I'm just kind of watching them for inspiration right now. I'm like, you guys stay killing it, dude.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yes. I'm here.
I'm gonna pop
ready.
out. I'm gonna pop out soon. Yeah.
Yes, dude. That would be so awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear all that kind of stuff.
For sure. It felt like a very much needed hiatus. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to be completely detached.
Yeah.
I was tired of telling people I was a rapper, honestly. Like, all that shit was just so... It's never felt really true to myself because I was like, dude, I want to perform. I want to write. I want to be a writer. I want to do all this shit.
Yeah.
But, stepping back, dropping We Were Never Here, and essentially just being like, this is my like love letter to rap and I'll never be back again.
Yeah.
Obviously no one ever means that when they say that, but like it was so cathartic to do something like that. I just kind of relished in that for a while. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll fucking resurrect myself again, come back from the grave and like do a little something here or there and just see what happens, dude. But mainly it's really exciting to see like the scene evolve and see what type of opportunities are like available for all these new kids coming up and shit. And like you asking me to do this podcast was like pretty humbling too. I was like, thanks, bro. Like, I guess I was a part of like some shit for a while there. And
Totally.
it'd be cool to like put it out on tape to let people know, like, especially these young dudes, like, yo, dude, carve your own shit. Like, keep going. First of all, you have way more resources than we had right now with like this Area 41, the fucking new wave before. Like, these little collectives they were non-existent when I was there. And like, and it's so cool to see all of you guys rally around each other and like create that space, you know?
For sure.
You guys have Coulter in your back pocket. Dude, Coulter's such a fucking beast.
Legend.
He's so important.
Yes.
Like, who knows what we would have been without him, because he was so passionate about like music videos with us, and we couldn't believe that we could like work with a peer to create something like we created, and we're just like, this is so sick, dude. Like, so yeah, I'm really excited to see where everything progresses to. I really like standing back and watching shit now. And not try to be the driving force.
For sure. No, it's really cool here, you know, just like, and that's why I moved, like, because I moved over from Bozeman. Okay. Because like the scene over there is just like non-existent, really. Man, you know,
they got sucked dry fast, dude. Bozeman's changed.
Missoula's
changing, but Bozeman changed quick, dude.
Very quickly. And like just coming to Missoula and seeing that like there's so much happening and like there's such like a love and a passion for this thing, and people are like dedicated to continuing its growth and fostering it with investing in like the next generation of artists and like offering them those resources, I think is like the most important part of like creating that scene is like, hey, you got to come with the work ethic, but like we have the resources, and like if you're willing to work, we will, we'll give you those and we'll help you the best we can, and who knows what can happen.
100%.
But like it's really cool to see some of these young guys, like they're hungry and they're ready to go. Jobo Kimchi, he's in the recording studio right now.
Probably the most fire shit I'll ever hear. Probably his shit blows my mind, dude. Yeah. I was kicking it. I met Jobo for the first time yesterday. Came up to my folks, and he's hungry as fuck, and just like I fed him some burgers. I did, but no, he's sick as fuck. Like all these young dudes coming up, I'm so hyped, and I'm so hyped that they have what they have to work with, because we were kind of unofficially that already, having studios in our houses growing up in Missoula, just being like, you guys come record. And like you said, it went to the hungriest. Like who wanted it the most? Who took it as serious, if not more, than we did? And Rude was one of those people. That's why Rude, like once he hung out at our house one day, he like never left. Like we were locked in, and like he was just always working on shit while we were working on shit. And it was that type of attitude and energy that kind of like created our whole like crew, and outside of Codependence, even all of our like constituents. Like you gotta be hungry for it, and you guys have such a good scene here for that. And I think a lot of it is because Missoula, despite like its growth and like the influx of different people and money, like there's still a huge local scene, and there's still a huge local history that like refuses to die, which I think is incredible. Like being super attached to the skate scene here, like Board of Missoula, shouts out Chris Bacon, it's my brother. Even that scene in itself, fighting against the forces of change and growth and all this shit, like there are local Missoulians who will keep Missoula forever, which is so sick to see. And I think you guys are on the right side of history with keeping that shit alive, which is awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. No, it's exciting, and it's fun to be a part of. I don't know. It's like I saw it from Bozeman. I was like, I need to be a part of it.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's like important, because like for the people that love it, that's what it's here for.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Yeah, totally. So I guess we kind of already transitioned into that period, or this next topic, but like what advice would you have? I mean, you kind of mentioned just be hungry, but like, is there any advice that you'd offer, like, up at this point in time in your life to people who are listening, like whatever's on your heart?
Yeah, got lots of advice. I don't know.
Sweet.
If you guys want to hit me up, give me your specific scenario. Maybe I could guide you better. I don't want to send you off a fucking cliff, but I don't know. I got pretty close to a few cliffs myself following my own advice. But no, all that shit aside, like I said, be hungry. But ultimately, dude, like, love what you're doing. Find people who make you want to do it more. And find people that you want to be better than, kind of, and make them your fucking homies. Make them your, like I will never be at the level Shadow's at. I'll never be at the level Riley's at. I'll never be at the level Rude's at. That's how I view those musical relationships, which makes me strive to be better every time we do something together, Yeah. Granted, I know we all have our strengths and weaknesses and all that shit, but like,
for sure,
surround yourself by people who are truly inspiring to you and are, in a way, like your friends also, like I said, Rude's my favorite rapper. There's a million rappers. There's lots of really famous, really good rappers, but I mean it when I say, like, there's something there, and whatever is there, that's what drives me to do my shit too. So yeah, keep a good community. Missoula's got it. And also, like, don't let the changing times or the opportunities feel like limiting factors. We did not ever spend much time worrying about like the limits of what we had here. Granted, there's plenty if you want to like spend the time looking at them.
Sure.
But like, I think that's a waste of time. Be like, no venue wants to host our show. It's like, okay, well, what could a venue look like? Like, who's got a fucking house?
Right.
Who's got a yard? Who's got like, who cares if it's a big space and you fill it up? What if you had like a packed room of like 30 people and it was the coolest experience of the fucking world?
Totally.
Guess what? 30 people got to do it, and those 30 people are going to be so stoked. Everyone else is going to be like, oh, you got to go do that thing?
Damn, I want to go do that thing.
Sorry, dude. Yes. It's like, it's small, and it'd be cool if it was bigger, but that that option doesn't exist. So this is what we're working with. So ever evolve with that shit. I know Missoula's particulars had like a tough transition with like local DIY music shit. Like seemed to be a lot more available back in the day. I'm talking in my ass because I've been gone 5 years. But I pay attention. And it totally seems like it's different. It's a lot different. You know, we could book the Palace whenever the fuck we wanted to for so long.
Yeah.
And after that, you know, we had Stage 112, we had Monks, we had all these other venues that were like very available to us, and we're still like places people wanted to like go and spend their time and do all the shit at.
Yes.
And granted, we still have some, but there's just, I don't know. It seems like it's a lot harder to get like a good venue space for like the type of shit people are doing now.
Yeah,
so
totally.
And you guys are evolving with that. I think you guys play your shit and pull up shows like where appropriate, and it's cool to see like people changing with that.
Yeah, even like having shows in the back, like we
you created your own damn venue here.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Fuck it. If this is where we got to put it, this is where we're gonna put it.
Yeah.
Like it's so sick to pull it like that, you know. And always have these like benchmark venue spots in Missoula that we like really anchored to a lot to like get our own like, okay, we're doing it. This is cool. We're doing it right. This feels like progression, you know, like getting our first Top Hat show or like playing the Wilma. Like all those are super important too, man. They're like, it's sick that they're there, but those aren't going to be your avenues to the next thing necessarily.
Sure.
Especially in a place like Missoula where it's the culture and the arts and the locality of it all is like so important to people. Create something special within yourself and within your community. If it happens to be at the Top Hat, awesome. If it happens to be in your backyard, so sick. Like, yeah, just move with it.
Be and fluid. Make it yours.
Make it yours, 100%.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the pod, man, and chatting it up, and just like letting all the experience and knowledge out. Like, it's much appreciated, and I'm very thankful for you.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been a blast.
Of course.